internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Hey, listen, I honestly, when I tell you guys to strap in, I want you to order a seatbelt from Amazon and just put that on your chair, okay? Because soon, with the moves that are incoming, you're gonna want to go to a mental asylum, okay? And want to be wrapped around, not wrapped around, but you know how they wrap you up in all that white stuff and just put you on a chair? Because, folks, it's gonna get extremely exciting. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. And soon, it's all gonna play out, and the banks are scared. We told you since day one that Ripple is pretty much setting up to become a bank, and 2025, everything that we have said is becoming reality. Time will settle everything. And I'm going to go over the charts because we are about to hit price discovery, and God knows how high this could go. And when I say that, keep in mind that currently XRP is trading at $3.59, and the SEC versus Ripple case is still going. Banks have not even entered this space yet. And what more can I say? I mean, just those two alone. Wow. And if you don't see how big this is about to get, and the people that do see how big this is going to get, pray, thank God you were born blessed. Okay? Because the people that don't see this clearly weren't born blessed. And I'm not trying to be rude, but seriously, folks, like, this is not something to, turn away from. You do not want to turn away from this. I promise you that. And I tweeted this today because huge news. The American Banker Association is asking the OCC to postpone crypto firms applying for bank charters. And that includes Ripple and Circle. Because remember, Circle applied to become a bank June 30th, 2025. And then pretty much a couple days later, Ripple comes out and says that they're also going to be applying for a national bank charter. This was already all documented. We told you this was all coming, and it's playing out. And now they're trying to do some stall tactics because Ripple is going to get this. They're just trying to buy time right now because they know once Ripple enters this space and the amount of partnerships that they have on standby, that's all those NDAs that are soon going to be made public, it's going to be truly monumental. But listen to what they said here, okay? This is, it's pretty funny in my opinion. They appreciate the OCC the opportunity to comment on the recent national bank charter application. And then they go on to mention Ripple National, okay? And they further go on to say, given these substantial concerns and the policy, legal, and commercial implications that chartering the applicants would have for banking system, the association urged the OCC to postpone consideration of the applications. The delay should continue until such time as the OCC has reached enough information concerning the applicant's intended business plans, as well as other aspects of the application. This is such a joke because I'm not going to entertain this too much, but Ripple is already in. This means absolutely nothing. Okay, Ripple is going to become a bank. XRP is going to go to $100. Continue on with your day. But everything that we see right now, they're curveballs.
What do you think is going to be the thing that they will have to change the most or lose market share and somebody else is going to do better, faster, serve their clients better than JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs?
You can just hear the bankers panicking right now.
But what
feel the panic in their voices. But here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing. And they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along, the powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say, it's nothing, Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. You know, they're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's like
it's after.
Seven
it's after. Right. It's after the press planting. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh, God, this thing's happening.
And they're trying to do it again. And now let's go over XRP hitting price discovery. We peaked this morning at $3.65, and we have lots of trades open right now because these are generational bottoms. And I've set this when XRP was at $2.13. I set this when it was at $2.60. Folks, listen, I'm not kidding around here. I've been in this game for a very long time, and I could tell you what we're about to witness. Fill in the blank, okay? And once we break through the 370, 380, 390, folks, it is fireworks. It is going to be absolutely fireworks. And let me kind of explain something in today's pullback, right? XRP went from 252 to 265. Okay, so, and then it did a pretty hard, you know, it's not hard anymore, but oh my, that sounded so wrong. But it, you know, it went all the way up and came right back down. Okay, but here's the thing. When this happens, you have a lot of leverage traders, me being one of them, but I got in a lot earlier. You have a lot of leverage traders that come in here and put in like a $300 margin with like a 50x or 100x, thinking XRP is really going to start blowing up, right? But little do they know, everything is visible. You know, you got bigger guys also right now controlling the markets before the banks come in. And when this happens, their liquidation price is like 3, 4, 5, 7 cents. Okay, if you're going with high margin. So the people that are entering here at like 356 with 50 leverage or 40 leverage or 30 leverage, their liquidation, like I said, like 6, 10, 9 cents. So these moves are needed to flush out the high leverage traders. So right now, we may see a little bit of more of a flush, but if we could remain around the $3.60 mark, so if it comes down to 355 and comes back to 360, 359, that's very, very bullish. And we are about to this next move. Okay, let me tell you one thing right now. This next move that we are about to witness, let me get my fancy Sharpie out. This next move is going to go right here. Berserk, right? $4. Fast. It'll happen fast. It's gonna shock everybody. And we got trades open on TOOBIT. Take advantage of the deposit bonuses. The links are in the description down below. But these are absolutely, like I said, if you could get into a good trade right now and hold it until XRP goes to $7, $8, $10 and a lot higher, no one's stopping what's coming. Do your risk assessment. Don't do high leverage. Don't be stupid with it. But these are, like I said, generational bottoms and monumental entries right now for every single one of you guys. And they can't stall. They cannot stall Ripple, XRP. The news that's going to come out in the coming weeks, it's going to be so crazy. I don't even know if this is even real. You know, I don't even know, like, how did people not see this? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
And crypto has certainly caught many's attention, and they've made a lot of money doing it. I have not bought crypto, and now I feel silly. So they've been the ones making all this money on.
But I think the idea of buying and holding forever and not trying to make adjustments requires that you've gotten it right in the first place. That you can only hold tight if you've bought right, if you will, and that is to say, have an asset allocation that has something to do with how many years you have to accumulate money, how much resources you have at stake, how much income you need, and how much courage you have to ride out the peregrinations of the market.
So I originally invested in Tesla in 2017. I invested $10,000, and today it's worth, I think, about $1 million, give or take a couple $100,000, depending. My name is Brandon Smith. I'm a 32-year-old video producer. So I originally invested in Tesla. My name is Brandon Smith. I'm a 32-year-old video producer. So I originally invested in Tesla in 2017. I invested $10,000, and today it's worth, I think, about $1 million, give or take a couple $100,000, depending on the day. And you know, it's really only just beginning. I found this guy. His name was Galileo Russell on YouTube. He has a channel called Hyperchange, and his first or second video kind of inspired me, and I looked around further and I found this forum called the Tesla Motors Club Forum, and there was these really smart people that covered the company in ways that, frankly, I just wasn't seeing in the news. And I was like, these guys are digging deep into the financial documents of the company and really knew what they were talking about. My reaction when this stock exploded in 2020 was, finally. I mean, the stock traded flat from 2014 through 2019. Back in 2017, direction that the world was going. I mean, these weren't just cars that we're talking about. We're talking about propulsion in general. Planes, trains, automobiles, you name it, all of this stuff is going electric. I have never really thought of a point to where I would say, I'm good, I'm gonna sell. You know, yeah, I'm currently at a good spot, but if you look at the company's trajectory, we're only at the beginning. I have no reason to sell, mostly because, you know, I've got my own place to live right now. I'm not in any big hurry. There's no real reason to completely upend my life and ruin the ability for me to, you know, look at this growth rate and just give up on it and say, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. That's crazy. You got to be a part of this.
They told us dream small, but we had the stars in mind. While they chased hype, we studied time. In the noise we found the signal. Brad knew just what to do. Now XRP hums like jazz, running smooth and true. Money's changing, systems bend, ripple flow into the end. Truth is quiet, bold and deep. We salute the ones who lose no sleep. Salute to the minds that built this chain. Salute, salute through the trials, through the pain. Salute, salute to the calm, to the wise. Salute 100 in our eyes. Bitcoin maxis yell on stage, stuck in loops they call belief, while XRPL just clears the way. No delay, no grief. They hoard coins like dusty gold, but we got utility in every fold. The future ain't loud, it's steady breathing. Real ones know what's worth believing. It ain't hype, it's code and soul. We salute the ones who see the whole. Salute to the builders, to the flow. Salute, salute where the real ones choose to go. Salute, salute to the heart, to the plan. Salute, XRP will lead the land. Value don't lie, and truth don't shake. Let the whole world break, we remake. Strategic reserve, written in stars. XRP gonna take us far. So here's to the signal, clear and bright. To the dreamers who held on tight. No matter the storm, the fight. Salute, we rise with the light.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.